It has been 6 months since a Norfolk Southern train carrying toxic chemicals derailed in East Palestine, Ohio. The company then releasing that vinyl chloride into the environment. It's a chemical known that can cause cancer. It was a controlled burn. It's been 6 months, and people who live in these communities are still struggling to get the support they need, despite a report from the state of Ohio saying there is no indication of contamination in the water, the crops, or the air for that matter. Here to talk more about it, a member of the Unity Council for the East Palestine Train Derailment Community, Hillary Flint. Hillary, welcome back. You were in D.C. recently. Tell me more about your trip, and I know that part of your priority was to have some of these toxic chemicals banned. Any new updates on that front?
Hi, Marni, and thanks for having me again. That trip was kind of two parts. So one part of that was my colleague Jessica Connard was there to help push a petition to ban vinyl chloride. And as you know, vinyl chloride is what is affecting my community. And so that was a really important piece. And the other piece was the rest of Unity Council was meeting with different senators and congressmen throughout all parties, throughout many states, to try to encourage them to push Biden to sign this major disaster declaration.
And any status on where that stands?
No, I will say we sat down with some folks at the EPA, and they had said to us, what if there were other options? Maybe that declaration isn't the only option. And what I pushed for was, if there are other options, can we please invite the community to make those decisions? Because ultimately it's affecting our lives. So we would like to be a part of that process. And they didn't indicate, what these other options were. So we will continue to fight for this disaster declaration.
Oh, that's interesting. So 6 months, did you think 6 months later you'd still be looking for answers to the questions you had when this thing began?
No, I definitely thought that this would be something that is in our past, but it is very much an ongoing crisis. There are still people like myself in contaminated homes. There are still families in hotels. There are families hopping from Airbnbs. I did not think that our, government would allow this to happen. I didn't think this would still be going on.
And one question, Hillary,
we have more questions now than answers.
Yeah, absolutely. And more frustration than you did when you started, and concern for safety. One thing that we hear people say all the time, and I ask this, but I don't believe it to be true, that you can just pick up and move, right? Why don't you go someplace else? If you're concerned, go to another community, go to another state. How do you respond to people who say, if you're that nervous and scared, do that?
Well, I'm a good example of that. It took me about 5 months to save up enough money. I worked a second job to be able to pick up and move. And now I have an empty home because I can't take anything with me. So I have an air mattress on the ground, and I've been, coming to the house and spending some time there, but it's not so easy because not only are we losing our homes, we're losing everything in them. Anything that's a soft surface, wood, metal, those things are likely contaminated and can't be brought with us. So we're not just losing our homes, we're losing everything. And, there's also not that many, for people that rent, there's not many rentals in the area. We're also, not the most rich town. So when people say pick up and move, it's so frustrating because I've been through that. I'm doing that. And I'm realizing all of the challenges that come with that.
Yeah, home is more than a house, right? It's everything that comes with it. It's community. I mean, it's hard. And I think if anyone were to put themselves in your shoes, you understand the complexity and the challenges of that. Where do you take your fight now for answers?
So we are going to follow up on these conversations we had in D.C. So we're coming up with a list of action items. We would like some letters of support, and some government officials have already said that they will do that. So we're going to keep putting the pressure on Biden. We're going to keep putting the pressure on the EPA. And really right now, a lot of our pressure is about indoor air testing. There is nothing more important right now than getting indoor air testing. And the EPA is refusing to do it.
And do they say why?
They say because the outside air is currently safe, which they're completely losing the complexity that these chemicals have entered people's homes and gotten stuck in surfaces. So, the outside air, of course, has so many places to travel. Indoor air not so much. So if it was stuck and no one cleaned or remediated or told people what to do in the beginning, these chemicals are now stuck in their homes.
Right.
So I fully believe that maybe the outdoor air is safe at this point, but we still need to be getting into each and every person's home for indoor air testing.
You sort of wonder what's the risk, right? What's the harm in testing? And then if it's clear, great. You can move on to the next test. Hillary, we'll continue to stay on it, keep it in the news as it should be. Appreciate your time.
Thank you, Marni.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.